Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. And today I want to answer a question that I get from a lot of people. Sometimes you were discarded by the narcissist. Maybe you see them with a new supply. They're in a new relationship and they look happy, or you're not sure if they're happy. Or maybe you discarded the narcissist. And I get this question a lot. And people ask, well, does a narcissist ever miss you? Okay. Here's the thing that you got to understand with a narcissist, all right? They miss whatever you gave them, okay? The attention you gave them, when you admired them, in the beginning stages of the relationship, when you were so, enthralled with them, they got that high feeling of knowing that you were so into them. That's what they miss. They miss the attention, the admiration, and they also miss whatever you had to offer them. Maybe you offered them sex. Maybe you offered them a place to stay. Maybe you offered them money in some way. And all of those things are benefits to a narcissist. And a narcissist is going to miss anything that benefits them. But what you don't realize is that just because a narcissist may miss you, it doesn't mean that they ever loved you. And there's a big difference in that, okay? You can miss certain qualities in somebody, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you love them or you want to get back with them. So you could have good times with a narcissist. See, this is what a lot of people don't realize. You could have good times with a narcissist, but it doesn't mean that it was all good. And it doesn't mean that that person ever really loved you. See, a narcissist always has a little bit of a wall up with somebody. They don't trust. This is the big thing that you have to remember when you're dealing with a narcissist. They didn't trust you from day one. They really don't trust anybody. But if they had to trust anybody, they would trust their family even over you. Even if their family was toxic, that's still their family. That's still their blood. They would, if they had to choose, they would choose them over you, okay? And people can't get that. They say, well, why are they so loyal to their family? Their family was toxic. A lot of times they don't even see that their family was toxic. Or maybe, they're still trying to get that validation from their toxic family because they never had it. But I'm going to go on about this podcast, which is, does the narcissist ever miss you? Okay? The other thing you have to understand is, narcissists, they don't like to lose anything. They can't handle abandonment. Narcissists can't handle being alone. So they miss having control over you as well. They miss the fact that they can manipulate you. Narcissists thrive on manipulation. It gives them a rush. They love to deceive because it makes them feel clever. It makes them feel smart. And all of this makes them feel superior to you, okay? So the thing is, you guys, it doesn't matter whether a narcissist misses you or not. What matters is the fact that the narcissist was never all in. And go listen to my podcast about how a narcissist's intent is different than your intent when you went into the relationship. So, they didn't put their all into the relationship. A narcissist always has one foot out the door. So when they discard you or you discard them, they're not really worried about it because what does it come back to? It comes back to the fact that they never trusted the relationship would work out, or they lived in fear that you were going to walk away. So that's why they weren't, let's say, crushed like you may have been crushed because you put your all into this person thinking that they were the end all. They were the one that was going to make you happy. The narcissist, they may have enjoyed your company. They may have had good times with you. Those are the things. Yes, they can miss those things. They may miss those things. They may be with the new supply. And maybe, the new supply is not offering the kind of things that you offered. Maybe you were, more fun to be with. But because you had boundaries down the road, the narcissist knew that, their game was over and they had to go find somebody else. See, when a narcissist bounces to a new supply, it doesn't necessarily mean that that person is better than you. It just means that that person is easier to manipulate, all right? And also that person may have something that the narcissist wants. See, when the narcissist gets with you, you're a shiny new toy. And, they're all enthralled with anything. When you start out in a relationship, everybody starts out with a blank slate because, it's the beginning of the relationship. You really don't know the inner person. And, if they were attracted to you, they're attracted to your looks. But as time goes on and you start to get to know somebody, you start to see their flaws. And it's the same thing with a narcissist, only with a narcissist, they're extremely critical people, extremely critical. So, as the narcissist gets to know you, they may see things that they don't like about you, just like they wouldn't like about anybody, even with the new supply. In the beginning, they're going to be so into the new supply, but as time goes on, there's going to be things they don't like about them. And, a narcissist, the main thing you got to remember about a narcissist is they always go for their best option at that time, all right? So a narcissist can miss you, but again, remember this, narcissists have a lot of pride, and people with a lot of pride cannot humble themselves. So even though a narcissist may miss you and maybe they want, you back in some cases, they won't put themselves, some narcissists won't come back because of their pride. Most narcissists come back and they will try you at some point. May not be today or tomorrow. It could be a couple of weeks. It could be a couple of months. It could even be years down the line. You may hear from them that they contact you. Oh, how you been? Oh, I thought about you, this and that. But when a narcissist contacts you down the road, it's because they don't have much going on, and now they're trying to recycle old supply. So it's not so much that they miss you, it's that they need you for something, okay? They may miss whatever you had to offer them. So you got to think back and say, what did you do for this narcissist? If you were very loving to them, if you gave them great sex, of course, down the road, if they can't get it somewhere else, they're going to miss it. They're going to miss that aspect of you. See, narcissists, they miss the benefits or the attributes that you had to offer them. But, they're very superficial people. So, they don't want to take the bad with the good. They just want the good out of somebody. And when they start to see the bad or they see things they don't like or you put boundaries up on them, a narcissist doesn't want to deal with it because they don't want to change themselves. They don't want to compromise themselves. And it's just easy to move on to someone else, okay? Just easy to move on to someone else. So the main point in all of this is this, you guys, whether they miss you or not, if you had a lot to offer that narcissist, you had a lot of benefits. Let's say maybe you had a nice house and they had nothing. Maybe you gave them great sex. Maybe, you went out of your way. You bought things for them or you did favors for them. Of course, they are going to miss those things if they can't get it from somebody else. If they're getting it from somebody else, no, they're not going to miss you. And they're not going to miss what you had to offer them if they're getting it from somebody else. But if they're not getting those benefits, see, you have to think of it in terms of they don't miss you as a person. They miss the benefits that you had to offer them, okay? See, again, a narcissist doesn't want to make themselves vulnerable and, get too close to somebody because, again, they're afraid of getting hurt. So, they're not going to get too attached. They're not going to get too attached because they don't trust people. They feel it's a dog-eat-dog world and anything could happen, and they're ready for anything that happens. They don't ever want to leave themselves in a position where anybody gets over on them because they are they're very insecure people. They have a fragile ego. So a lot of them, and especially the covert narcissists, there's always a wall up. There's always a wall up that they don't want to get too close to you. So they're not missing you in the sense that, ooh, they were so in love with you, they regret letting you go or something like that. They may have regrets in letting you go, but not because they were in love with you. Again, it was not that they were in love with you. It's that you had something to offer them, because a narcissist will never completely open up to somebody and make themselves vulnerable, because they know by doing that they can get hurt. So a narcissist, especially a covert narcissist in particular, they're very guarded people. Guarded, you guys, all right? So, it doesn't really matter whether they miss certain things about you or they don't. The bottom line is that person was not all in. The bottom line is that person, in order to love you, would have to be able to humble themselves. And what does that mean, in order to humble yourself? That means that you could take accountability. That means that you're willing to say you're wrong. That means that you're willing to compromise yourself and change certain things about yourself. But if a narcissist doesn't have to, because they're getting those benefits from somebody else, they're not going to. Narcissists never want to do the hard work, okay? They always feel like they can get whatever they need. If you're not going to give it to them, trust and believe they can get it from somebody else. And especially today, because of social media and accessibility to so much supply out there, it's so easy to connect with other people today online that you are not a valuable asset to the narcissist when there's so much supply. I tell people this all the time. It's about supply and demand when it comes to a narcissist, because a narcissist doesn't look at you as, a human being with feelings, and that in life you have your hard times. Everybody has hard times. Everybody has flaws. Narcissists don't want to hear that crap. They just want to know, what can you do for me and how can you make me happy, okay? And the way that they get happiness is through money. They love to be around money. They love status because it boosts up their ego. They love to have somebody who could give them sex all the time if they're a very sexual person, which a lot of narcissists are, because, they want instant pleasure to make themselves feel good about themselves, all right? Narcissists don't like to, they don't want to feel pain. So they constantly, it's like an addiction. They need a constant high. A high of having a lot of sex, a high of trying to beat people for money, a high of getting everybody to praise them. They need that lift. They need that high, because they are very, deep down, they're very anxious, depressed, and unfulfilled person. They don't look at themselves or feel like they're ever complete. And this is the biggest weakness of the narcissist, is that they can never be happy. No matter who they're with, they will never feel fulfilled with that person, not because of that person, but because they themselves do not feel complete because, of whatever they went through in their childhood development, either being overvalidated with no boundaries and no control, or they were undervalidated where maybe they didn't get that attention from a parent that's supposed to nurture them. Maybe their parents were emotionally unavailable and they never got that. They never felt like they were secure, or they never felt like their environment, they had control over that environment. So again, they need that constant need for control as they get older, because they can't deal with that anxiety, that uncertainty, and they're always, seeking to control whoever they're with and their environment. So you guys, it's like this. Yes, a narcissist will miss certain things that you had to offer them, but no, a narcissist doesn't look back and say, "Ooh, I really love that person." Okay? Because that's not how they view things. "Oh, I really love that person," or something like that. They don't regret things in the sense they may feel bad that they lost something, a benefit, but they don't generally regret losing you, because what they do is, in order to not feel that shame, see, in order for them to regret losing you, they would have to feel shame and feel like they did something wrong. And again, a narcissist always wants to avoid feeling shame. So they'll try to justify it. Everything a narcissist does, they try to justify. And they'll say something like, well, I may miss something about her, but she was fucked up anyway. Or she was a crazy bitch. Or he was a crazy dude. All right? So even though they may regret something, they're going to also justify it and say, well, you were crazy or something. And why are you crazy? Because you didn't let the narcissist do what they want. They couldn't get what they wanted out of you. You weren't letting the narcissist run all over you. So automatically they're going to say that, you're crazy. They love to just call you crazy. It's just easy to use the mental card so that they could shift all of that shame for the breakup onto you. And they don't have to feel any accountability, and they don't have to feel bad or regret for losing you because you know what? You were crazy or you were fucked up. So even though they may miss certain things about you, they try to make themselves feel better by saying, you know what? You're a messed up person. Yeah, I may have missed some good times with you, but you're a messed up person, okay? Why are you messed up? Because you're not putting up with the narcissist crap in their mind, all right? So you guys, they twist everything around to their benefit, to their justification, so that they don't have to feel any shame and they don't have to feel they did anything wrong. So basically the only thing that they'll miss about, their exes or prior supply is whatever the benefit was that you offered them. And especially if you had more benefits than their new current supply. If you had more benefits to offer them than their new current supply that they thought was so great, where they thought the grass was greener, this is where you may hear from the narcissist down the road, okay? When a narcissist goes out there, the new supply always seems like it's great in the beginning, but as time goes by, they start to sit there and say, you know what? This person's not so great. My ex was better than this, all right? And that's why a lot of times they may reach out to you in a few months or even a few years or something like that, and they may still be with the new supply, but they're not happy, okay? They're not happy because maybe your benefits were better than the new supply's benefits, okay? And they misjudged it and thought that the new supply was going to be a better option for them. That's what they might miss. Okay? And again, some come back and some don't. Most come back and will try you if you had something to offer them that they were benefiting off of. If they don't come back, it's because they know that they won't get anywhere with you, that you see them for exactly what they are, toxic and manipulative. So, narcissists are smart in the sense that they're able to size up people. So some of them will realize that they won't get anywhere with you and they may not even bother. Or the other option too is that they have such hate and disdain for you that they won't try you either because of their pride. They don't want to give you the satisfaction of coming back, all right? Those are the cases where a narcissist may not come back. But the bottom line is, you guys, narcissists, you're an object to the narcissist. You're not a human being with feelings. It's not that the narcissist fell in love with you. It's just that you were just something, that would benefit them in some way. And they miss the benefits. They don't miss you. Okay? So I hope that helps you. And if it does, hit the subscribe button, you guys, and please share the podcast and have a great day. If you guys are having a problem in your dating or relationship, or you're dealing with somebody maybe that's narcissistic, you don't know if they're a narcissist, or you're just having problems, you're in a toxic relationship, and you need some clarity on it, go to the link in the podcast description for my website where I offer email and phone coaching. If you have a quick question, just a quick question, and you want to get a video sent back to you answering your question, there's also a link there for Vizio where I will send you a personalized video answering your question. Hi, you guys, it's Yaz, and I want to tell you about my 2 books on Amazon. The first book is Regain Your Power. It's all about power and relationship. Who has the power in the relationship? And it goes into all of that, okay? The other book is Signs He's Not Into You, He's Wasting Your Time, okay? Check it out. It gives you a lot of good clues as to whether you're with somebody who's a real one or somebody who's just going to waste your time. You could read them both with Kindle's free trial membership. So check it out. Link is in the podcast description. Hi, you guys. I just want to let you know that the Game Exposed now has their merchandise available. Check out the link in the bio, and you could go check it out. There's cool hoodies, cool sweatpants, cool hats. So go to the bio for the link. And also, don't forget to follow me on Facebook at The Game EXP 123, and also on Instagram, The Game EXP 123. Okay? And have a great day.